Hello Virgo, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Virgo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, doesn't cost anything, and I usually don't sound like this. I got a little bit of a cold going on. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we've got the Moon card. This is this feels like a very active imagination. Okay, it feels like there's a flood of psychic activity for you right now. And sometimes this card is we're on the threshold of a big sort of change in life. Maybe we don't know what it is. We don't know where it's coming from. And we don't know what's on the other side of it, right? And so we're just sort of overwhelmed by possibilities. There's just too many images flooding in. It's a frightening kind of experience, yeah. Let's put this card into a little bit of context. Let's try to discern what's going on with you right now. Here we have a Five of Wands here, a Three of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, the Tower, and a Four of Wands. Okay, nice. Going from a 5 to a 4. There's a big fight coming, and it's going to resolve. It's going to end. Okay, it's going to be over like that, right? So I feel like this is a big change that's headed your way in life, especially with that Tower energy up there. You can feel it coming, but you don't know exactly what it is. Here we have a Knight of Swords, Queen of Cups, Eight of Wands, and a Prince of Pentacles, the Builder, or the Rebuilder maybe in this case, right? Might be the Rebuilder. I feel like this is a situation where you know that something's coming down the line. You know that there's a big change pending in your life. And it's kind of like, we know there's going to be a Tower moment at some point, but we don't know when, we don't know where, and we don't know how we're going to react to it. And the last thing we want is to just be on edge, is to live our life in this anxious kind of way. It's like you're waiting for something to happen. You just want it to hurry up and happen and be done with it. So you can chill, right? So you can relax, so you can feel good, so you can rebuild, and you can continue on with your life. So I feel like you kind of know something's on its way to you. You know that there's this big change happening, and maybe you know what it is, but maybe there's still all this uncertainty about it. Okay, let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And we're going to set it down right here with our little octopus friend, the Eight of Tentacles. And now we're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together. It will give us our confirmation. If at any point during this reading you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put your prediction down in the comments. Again, I apologize for my voice. I know it's probably difficult to listen to. I came down with a chest cold. It's affecting my voice and my throat and everything, and we're fine. But I sound a little different, don't I? Anyway, let's take a look around the room here. And we notice that the two major arcana energies we have are the Moon and the Tower. Now, these are both cards of change. Okay? This is a change that is sort of overwhelming, unexpected, or very disruptive. This is a change that we cannot, this is the change and the outcome of which we cannot predict. We do not know what is on the other side of this change, of this doorway, of this big event. That's sort of, this is it, right? And so when we can't see what's on the other side of a door, our mind starts to imagine all these different things. We're running through a million different scenarios, all of them probably terrible. And we're being flooded with all of this activity, psychic activity, and we kind of drive ourselves crazy sometimes, right? When we're sort of imagining every possible thing that this could be and how it could go down and how I'm supposed to react. What am I going to say? What am I going to do? What are they going to say? And we're building up this frenzy. We have an 8 of Wands here, building up this frenzy in our minds, in our soul, really, about whatever this is. So we're scared, right? We know that a big change is coming down the line. We don't know exactly what or where or how. We don't know the details, okay? We have a Knight of Pentacles in the background trying to look at the future, not seeing anything but darkness, not seeing anything but uncertainty, okay? Now, I think that as human beings, we like certainty, don't we? We like to know what's going to happen tomorrow. But we know that having too much certainty is both unwanted and pretty impossible. We can have some certainty, but we can't know for sure what tomorrow's going to bring or what today is even going to bring. So I feel like there's a major change you're probably either in the middle of it right now. I kind of feel like it's already here. Or it's something that's really, it's like any day now, this big thing's going to happen. And I feel like you do have some knowledge, and then we have a little bit of air. Some knowledge about it. You know enough to be sort of on edge over it, okay? So we have our 2 major arcana. We've got fire, 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 fire. A little bit of water, a little bit of air, and the earth cards. And the earth cards are really great because it's showing that yesterday, you had a pretty clear vision of the future. That in the past you had a pretty detailed certainty, an image, a spiritual vision of what your life was going to be like. But now I think something is really happening that is just shaking that vision all up. Like really just tipping the whole thing upside down, shaking all the pieces, and it's just scrambled. Okay? And that is some anxiety-causing uncertainty, especially with the Prince, the Prince of Pentacles here. It's kind of saying that, I'm going to have to sort of adjust to whatever these changes are, and I've got to keep building. Somehow, this knight has to get to the prince. Through all of this fire, all of this disruption, all this chaos, all this commotion, and this frantic, hectic energy, somehow we have to keep going, okay? So I don't know, maybe you're in the middle of a big family situation, or there's this big thing with your friends, or these big things happening in the world. It floods us with a lot of uncertainty, okay? But we've got a 5 of Wands here. Now, it's going to be a fight. Are you waiting for the fight to come to you, or are you going to bring the fight? Okay, and now this isn't a literal fight, but this is an effort of will. It's a striving, really, is what it is. This is whether or not we just sort of, if we're in the dark, scary forest of uncertainty, are we waiting for the monsters to come to us and then we have to fight? Or are we going to go out into this dark, scary forest, find our way through it, and deal with whatever's out there? Either way, you're getting the 5 of Wands. Either way. What is the right thing for you to do? Are we getting involved, or are we playing defense? Okay, and I don't know if this is a work thing. If this, I do see a lot of court cards here. I feel like this is a bigger group of people here. It could be coworkers. It could be a family situation. It could be that we know something is coming down the pipe in this family dynamic, and it's a matter of whether or not we just sort of wait here, sitting on a log, waiting for the monster to come out of the forest, to emerge from the darkness, or are we going to go out looking for it? And are we just going to confront our fear head on and get it done and over with? Maybe you know exactly what this is, but we're just we're hesitant to engage We're hesitant to get the ball rolling. So if we're in the middle of this uncertainty now, we know that their struggle is coming. Are we waiting for it? Or are we going to just do what we got to do now? Get it done. Because the 5, anytime we get a 5, we start looking around for the 4. And we got that 4 right here. And the 4 is implying to me that all we want is for this to end. All we want is for this to just be done and over with. And it's kind of like, maybe, it's like a Band-Aid, I just want it off of me. Are you gonna wait till the last minute? You're gonna wait till like you have to do it? Or are you just gonna rip it off right now? Just not even thinking about it, just do it, So you'll have to excuse me hitting the cough button because I got this tickle in my throat now. But as I was saying, it's difficult to tell ourselves go and then to just go, right? I think that's what you're doing. And I say that because there's not a lot of swords cards here. You got a little bit. And this is a knight of swords, very decisive. But the lack of swords energy here is telling me, anyway, that you are confronting your fear. You're doing what you know needs to be done. Because the sooner you do it, the sooner it can be done. The longer you wait to start, the longer it will be before it's done, it's over, right? And we know that it's coming. At some point, it's going to be here, and we're going to have to deal with it. I think you're going to deal with it now, of your own will, your own volition, rather than waiting for it to sort of come in for a sneak attack. Yeah. And what we see underneath, 3 of Wands. This is your ability to say go, and then go. And usually, when our will or our impulse says go, we start thinking about it. We start feeling, thinking, and there's a gap, there's a latency. And we see a little bit of that for you because we have air and water here, right? Thinking and feeling. Thinking and feeling are the only things that are going to interfere with your impulse to action. Now, you've got a lot of fire and a lot of earth. Well, not a lot of earth, but, bookended by this earth energy. The Knight of Pentacles is kind of looking up at this mountain and thinking, okay, I got to climb it. And then, the idea here is that you get that fiery energy of motivation and you just start climbing. The alternative is that we start thinking and feeling about it and we think, well, it's really high, or it's kind of scary, or I don't know what's waiting for me up there. We're just lingering here too long. And now the gap between the impulse and the behavior, or the beginning and the completion or the conclusion of it, now it's just such a wide gap. The longer we stand around looking at our problem, the more challenging it will feel. The more scared we will get, the less likely we'll be to ever start. And of course, the less likely we'll be to ever finish it. Okay? And I feel like that's what's going on. I feel like you're looking at this big problem in front of you. And you're trying your very best to not overfeel it, to not overthink it, to just do it. Confront your fear and just dive in and get it done. Whatever it is. The 3 of Wands is your virtue. The 3 of Wands is your capability to say go and then go. With as short a latency as we can. That latency, it's like that time where you push a button on the keyboard. The time it takes for the response on your computer screen. right? And it's just like for us. We hit that button that says go, and then we don't do anything. Why? Well, because we're thinking and feeling. Our human mind gets in the way. What we need to be able to do is will ourselves to action and immediately start doing it. As soon as we say, okay, I'm going up the hill. I'm going to climb this mountain. I'm going to confront this obstacle. I'm going to deal with this problem, whatever it is, right? Once we have identified it, we take action. And that's absolutely what we see here. And this is what you're capable of. You've identified the problem. Yeah, you don't know anything about it. There's this underlying fear, uncertainty, the darkness, right? It's a dark, scary forest, but you're taking action, right? You're getting that horse moving. You're going forward, and then you're going to get done sooner. You're going to finish. Before you know it, it's going to be over. The longer we wait to get started, the more time we have to get scared, because it's just taking that much longer now for us to get done. If we just say, oh, there's a problem, I'm going to fix it right now. Oh, look, it's done. Right? It's like 3 seconds, right? Or, oh, look, there's a problem. Oh, gosh, that's a big one, And now I'm getting more and more nervous. Now I'm biting my nails. Now I got this 8 of Wands over here that's really, really torturing me, and I'm getting anxious, and I'm kind of thinking, I don't know what to do. I need to do it, but I don't want to do it. We start freaking out. And then the goal, the finish line, the end day, right, is just getting further and further back, and it messes with us. It's like in movies where somebody's looking at a major scary thing, and like the hallway just like gets longer, like it looks like it's just like the problem gets so huge, right? I don't know what kind of camera trick that is, but it just sort of makes it look like the hallway's being stretched out in front of them. You've seen movies like that. And that might be part of our Tower card. It's a looming disaster. But maybe not. Maybe we're perceiving it as a disaster because the more I stare at this big mountain, the more just terrible it looks. The more I see like, oh God, this is going to be the worst thing ever. Maybe if we just say go, we dive in, we get it done. Hey, okay, it was bad, but it could have been a lot worse. So there's something in your life that needs to be done. And it's going to be rough. It's going to be challenging. The sooner you do it, the sooner it will be over. And the Tower is, I think, in some sense, a very good card. Because it's saying that, look, you're breaking your inertia. You're getting the Knight of Pentacles moving. Now, the Knight of Pentacles, as it is, this is not movement. This is something, there's no activity, there's no action here. It's stopped. The horse is eating wheat here. You're not doing anything. You're looking at the top, you're looking at the mountain. So something has to break the inertia of the Knight of Pentacles and get you going. Confront your fear and get it done. We reach completion. 4 of Pentacles, it's over. This karmic cycle is completed. This really grueling task is over, whatever it is. However long it takes. I don't know what it is you're doing, but the sooner you begin, the sooner you will be done. Yeah. And I think the Tower is really showing that, look, you're breaking your own inertia. You're breaking down walls that, will limit you in life, slow you down. So you're dealing, the way you handle this situation is helping you develop a skill that's going to really work in your favor in a lot more situations in life. Okay? And I think that's part of our Knight of Pentacles as well. Because the Knight of Pentacles is always looking at the future and understanding that, okay, whatever I do today is going to affect the rest of my life. Okay, the decisions I make right now are going to produce future karma for me. I'm planting the seeds of karma right now for who I'm going to be, where I'm going to be, and what I'm going to be doing later on. So this is perhaps a little bit of your motivation to just initiate this, confront the fear, face the problem, deal with the side effects, the casualties, minimize the casualties, right? And get it done. Now, on the path of the serpent. As we talk about these cards, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. And I usually don't sound like this. Your general energy is the Knight of Swords here, and this is a swift decision. This is like when your impulse says go, the mind is already running. It's like the mind doesn't have to speed up. That's the thing about the mind, is that it defies the laws of mechanics or physics or whatever. Most things, to come up to speed, right, you got to accelerate. You got to go from 0 to 60, or maybe like 100 kilometers an hour. You got to go from 0 to 100. And it takes time. It takes energy, right? It takes, let's say, 0 to 60 in like 5 seconds or something, or 10 seconds for, I don't know, what kind of car you have. But the mind can go to 0 to 60 like that. It doesn't have to ramp up. It doesn't have to accelerate, right? So it's like as soon as you say go, your mind is already fully engaged, fully up to speed, operating at its, optimal, whatever, cruising speed. Yeah. And I think this is very important for you because this is another way that we sort of linger. We say, okay, I'm going to get started. Okay, now I'm starting now. So now I've got to find, what do I need? You know what? Let me make a list of what I need. Or write down some things, and we're thinking, I need a binder. I don't know. I need a hole punch. That we then, the mind is sort of, lollygagging, right? Dilly-dallying. Keeping itself busy. It's like kind of George Costanza in the Seinfeld episode where he tries to look busy and he's always frustrated, and his boss thinks, well, that's a hard work. That's a busy guy there. He's not doing anything. Hilarious. I love that show. I have a Seinfeld t-shirt. I wear it. My wife gets embarrassed by me. But this is not that. This is the ability to be efficient, to make the decision and to be fully actively engaged mentally doing this work. Not needing to come up to speed. It's like we've already had our coffee. We're showing up to work already warmed up, And that's a really good skill for you. Now, in the environment, Queen of Cups, water on water. This is an emotional thing. This is family stuff. It's got to be. There's mixed emotions about it. And this kind of slows us down too, because we start to feel all our feelings, and it's just sort of, we get nostalgic, or it's like we're trying to clean out the basement, and everything we find down there in the basement, we feel some sort of way about it. There's some story attached to everything. And it takes us a year to clean out the basement. It should have taken us 5 minutes, because we're feeling everything. Yeah. And so sometimes this is just preventing us from even doing the thing. That we're sort of, we made the decision, we're trying to do it. But I just keep getting in my feelings about it. Yeah. Now there might be an older female energy that's involved with this in some way. Okay. Older female family member. And maybe this is a conversation that needs to happen. Maybe this is a big move that needs to be initiated, or I don't know what it is. Some problem needs to be addressed. Okay. But there's a lot of love here. We care about this. We care about the person, but we also feel like this needs to happen. This is not something that we can avoid. So I kind of feel like you're opening up a can of worms here, but you really don't want to open it. You know you need to. Okay. Now the next card, of course, is that Eight of Wands that we talked about, and that's the anxiety. That is full on anxiety, because what is anxiety but the body's, the nervous system's alarm system, right? That your nerves are on edge now. They're all activated and fired up. You're antsy. You're sweating. You're dancing around on the shag carpet. You got the jazz hands. You're anxious. Why? something scary out here. What is it? I don't know. It's very amorphous. It's very diffuse. It's not focused on anything. We don't know what the monster is. We don't know what the danger is. Why is the alarm going off then? I don't know. I mean, that's anxiety, at least from my point of view. I suffer from anxiety. More so when I was in my teens and 20s, but still, I still got it. The Eight of Wands likes to show up in my personal reads as well, a lot. But this is in the position of what you don't want. You don't want to feel that sort of anxiety. You don't want to feel that alarm system going off and not being able to identify what it is you need to do, why the alarm is going off. The Five of Wands, this is autonomic arousal too. But this is kind of like a bullseye. This, we have the crosshairs. This, we can see what it's supposed to be. Now I can identify what the problem is. And so really it's just, if we stay here and stare at the problem, we're going to start feeling the anxiety, because all these thoughts and feelings and all these imaginations, all these possibilities are just going to grow and multiply into all these monsters everywhere. And we're going to find, goblins under the bed every night. But if we just start taking action, if we take this problem, we confront it now, we're still going to have this aroused state of attention and the sympathetic nervous system and the blood pressure and the heart rate going up and all this flood of adrenaline or whatever happens. I don't know. I'm no physiologist. We're still going to have that, but it's going to be directed at something. And that's why I call this card the card of striving for something, of really like we've identified the target and we're going after it. We're doing it. We're engaging with life. Okay, rather than just experiencing this indefinite state of anxiety because we can't identify what we really need to do or what we can apply ourselves to make any difference at all to anything. So again, we're gonna feel this, what we can say is the kind of autonomous arousal, right? We're gonna feel all worked up about it, and we're gonna feel the adrenaline. We might as well just do it willingly now and get it done. Get it over with. It's like you got to go and take a big test. You got to take your driver's test or something. Just go do it. The longer you wait, the more anxious you're going to feel. Just wake up, say, I'm doing it. Your mind is already at 100%. You had your coffee already, and you're going. You're doing it. You're going to feel all worked up over it for a while, but very soon it will come down, right? And things will stabilize. If this is the sympathetic nervous system arousal, this is the sort of the return to baseline. This is the parasympathetic kind of getting back to the relaxation of it all. But what we're really trying to avoid is that Eight of Wands right now. And that's in the position of what you don't want. The outcome here is that you're making progress. The outcome here is that, hey, you've learned a new skill. You've done something really challenging. Now it's going to make it easier next time, for one. But it also is putting you a lot closer to what your goals are in life and what you're really trying to do with your life, what you're trying to build. Right? The sooner you deal with this, the sooner you get it done, the sooner you can continue on doing what you need to do in your life. This is the card of the builder. Now, I said at the beginning, maybe it's the rebuilder, because I do feel like whatever this tower is, it's going to probably interrupt a few other things. It's going to be, there's going to be a couple problems that you're going to have to fix, and maybe some things that you're going to have to rebuild, But that's it kind of comes with the territory. It's the unavoidable sort of casualties from whatever this thing is for you. But I like Prince of Pentacles. I think this is a commitment. This is someone who shows up every day. This is somebody who is working hard, not letting thoughts and feelings get in the way of what we got to do. Well, let's look at our mystery card. I want to see a 9 or a 10 of Pentacles. I want to see that we've built our life up in the right direction, that we've succeeded at this. We've overcome this challenge or this fear or this obstacle. And things are working out well for us. So I want this to maybe be the Hermit, your power card, maybe the Emperor, Empress, or the 10 of Pentacles, or the 10 of Cups. There's a lot of good cards, right? Let's see what it is. It's the 8 of Pentacles. All right. 8 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles, right? The one way to discharge all that anxiety is just to do something with it. And this is one of a confirmation here that we could either be anxious, not knowing what to do, and having all this nervous energy building up in us, right? That's sort of that's being released through fidgeting and through sweating and through like jitteriness, and you're shaking your leg, and we can apply that to actually something productive. Okay. But this is the card too of I think the opposite of that anxiety. This is now a peaceful, relaxed, getting into the rhythm of things. The 8 of Pentacles shows that it's a continued effort over time that really is going to get the best results. This is about slowing down. This is about patience. This to me is more of the parasympathetic nervous system arousal, right? Where our heart rate slows down, our blood vessels, they dilate, we relax, we calm down. We're just getting into a nice flow of, we're doing whatever we're doing, building whatever we're building. And I think that this is really showing, again, just as our Prince of Pentacles is showing kind of just a return to the routine, a return to normal, things getting back to normal, things getting back to baseline and moving forward very steadily. This is a lot of hot, fiery energy. This is just like a big shake-up. And then things kind of calm down. Things get back to normal. Okay? The sooner you confront this, the sooner things will get back to normal. And I think that is a very wonderful confirmation. I want to thank you for being here. We're going to do an extended reading. There's a link in the corner. There's a link down below. New readings for Virgo Tuesday and Saturday. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. Doesn't cost anything. I usually don't sound like this. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.